The Chilango 150 Betting Picks 2025 edition of the NASCAR Gambling Podcast here on the Sports Gambling Podcast Network. It's brought to you by Edge Boost, the bank account built for bettors. Sign up today at edgeboost.bet with promo code SGPN and get a free Refs Are Terrorists t-shirt. Claim your shirt at sportsgamblingpodcast.com/refs.
Driver, start your engine!
Strap in and pull those belts up tight as the Sports Gambling Podcast Network presents the NASCAR Gambling Podcast.
I'm just gonna put my foot on the floor and I'm not lifting till I see God or a checkered flag.
My man.
With all the news and the best bets for your NASCAR weekend.
We want to thank you tonight for these mighty machines that you brought before us. Thank you for the Dodges and the Toyotas. Thank you for the Fords. Lord, I want to thank you for my smoking hot wife tonight, Lisa. In Jesus' name, boogity, boogity, boogity.
Now, here are your hosts, Rod Villagomez and Cody Zeeb.
Welcome in, everybody, to another episode of the NASCAR Gambling Podcast here on the Sports Gambling Podcast Network. I'm sorry. For those of you who miss my Spanish rendition, hola y bienvenidos a the NASCAR Gambling Podcast. Yes, thank you very much. We are here today, of course, to talk about the Xfinity Series race in Mexico City. King already spreading the love in the chat already. We love you too, Rod. I mean, did I say I love you? I don't know. He's Cody Zeeb. I'm Rod Villagomez. I love you all. Hi, Cody.
Hi, Rod. King might be maybe just tune out for a few and then tune back in a little bit. That's all I gotta say.
It's funny because what I love most about this show, what I love most about this entire family that we have built around the NASCAR Gambling Podcast is that there are about as many inside jokes as there are in any family gathering, right? If you walk into your Wella's birthday or whatever, like all your cousins and you have inside jokes. That's how it feels like with this entire family. So King already loves me, and he has not even one bet into this thing.
He knows what's coming, Rod. And yes, there's going to be some anti-Gibbs talk. There's going to be some pro-Gibbs talk. I'll let you figure out which side each will come from.
Well, what did I say in the Discord earlier today, right? Between the Hocevarians, I think we've now named them the Giblets, not the Gibites, but the Giblets, and the Legians. Then we're an entire cult now. We're not just a NASCAR family, we're a NASCAR cult, and that's fine by me.
Yes. Well, King says he's just here for your daily Ty slander, so it'll all be
well,
good.
Like I said, and I've said this several times before, people listen to Howard Stern to see what he's going to say, and the people that hate Howard Stern listen to him to say what he's going to. Now, am I Howard Stern? Hell to the no. But people still listen for what I say against Ty Gibbs on this show, so love it. Yes, Cody, so we are here to talk about the Xfinity Series at the Autódromo Hermanos Rodríguez at the Mexico City track. But there's actually some big stuff happening over the last couple of hours here that have shaken up the entire thing, Cody, and not the least of which is a gigantic schedule change.
Yeah, so international travel, not easy, right? F1 hasn't figured out. They do a pretty good job, but they do it every week. Not every week because they don't race every week, but they do it throughout. It's a regular thing. NASCAR has not raced internationally in the Cup Series since '98. And they've done some stuff in the lower series with Canada more recently. They haven't been to Mexico in a while. So trying to figure all this out has been an issue. Logistics nightmare rather. Then they had some issues with some planes today. So NASCAR had chartered a bunch of planes specifically to bring drivers, crew members, all that stuff to Mexico, but there was an issue with a couple of the planes. They had some problems, smoke, whatnot, and they've been having issues. It's not just go grab another airplane and take it, because it has to be cleared to fly to Mexico and all the hoops you have to jump through for all that stuff. So having trouble getting everybody there, essentially. So NASCAR's moved stuff around, shifted things so that nobody is being left out, especially because it's a NASCAR thing, right? This isn't just on the teams. They didn't have a problem getting from North Carolina to Michigan. Well, sucks for you. Figure it out. It's different in this light, right? So they've moved all Xfinity stuff, which is what we're here to talk about today, to Saturday. There was going to be practice on Friday. Now it's going to be boom, boom, boom. 11:05 a.m. practice time. So let's see. These are, was this Eastern time or Central time? All times Eastern. Okay. So 11:05 Eastern time practice AM Saturday, right into a 12:10 qualifying session. Not going to be odds between those two things. And then less than 2 hours later, 2:05. Oh, wait, that's the Cup qualifying. 4:30 is the race. So you have 4 hours and 20 minutes between qualifying and the race to get different bets in once again. But changed all that. And then as far as tomorrow goes, they have moved the NASCAR Cup Series practice. I think it was supposed to be at like noon. It's now going to be at 4:05 practice time. Might be interesting with our DFS show, Rod. We'll have to figure that out. For the first Cup practice, and the second Cup practice will then be at 5:30 Eastern time. And then they shifted some stuff around on Saturday as well to accommodate. So, yeah, a lot of schedule changes. They're just trying to figure it all out, right? Nothing's easy when it comes to international stuff, and they're doing the best.
Yeah, again, it's just and then with weather being a factor as well, there's all kinds of crazy stuff going on there too. But you know what's not hard to figure out is where to get all your free picks and podcasts for the Stanley Cup, College Basketball World Series, and NBA Finals. Get all of that on the SGPN app. Get it wherever you get your apps. Yeah, again, there's a whole bunch of craziness that's surrounding the schedule, so we'll keep an eye on that. I don't know how much that'll have to do with anything other than just when we run the races. One thing's for certain, though, Cody, somebody that will not be in Mexico City, young Denny Hamlin.
Yes. Last week's winner, Denny Hamlin, will not be racing this weekend in Mexico. Jordan did have her baby. Her and Denny's son was born healthy. Everybody's doing well. But in Denny's statement, we're happy to announce the birth of our son. Everyone is doing well. My main priority is to be here at home for Jordan and our family over the next few days as she's able to go home. We transition to life as a family of 5. Couple of things. They had said if it wasn't born by Thursday when he had to leave, he wasn't going to be able to go. We don't know. Was the baby born Wednesday night? Was it just born this morning? Was it born early this afternoon? And so whatever it is, my guess is he was probably never planning to attend this weekend. Best guess. But he is not going to attend. So again, the NASCAR previously stated that the medical waiver covers birth of a child, so that should not be an issue. He's already locked into the playoffs with 3 wins, so they'll apply for that waiver. Probably wasn't going to do much of Mexico this weekend anyways. Ryan Truex, Martin Truex Jr.'s younger brother, will step into the car, Rod. Has not started a Cup Series race since 2014. It's been a while, but he is the sim driver for Gibbs, which means he does a lot of work in their simulators, helps with setups, does a bunch of stuff behind the scenes. So while he's not physically been inside of a Cup car in a Cup race, he has done a lot of work with the simulators and all that stuff. So he'll be fairly prepared. I saw some of the books still have Denny listed, but I was looking around. I saw 45-1, I think, for Ryan Truex. Not going to be interested in him at that number. Right next to a guy like Ryan Blaney. Why would you even consider Truex in that? But, it's great. Good opportunity for Ryan. We've not seen him in any Xfinity rides this year, which was kind of unfortunate. We were hoping to see some of that. But great opportunity for him to jump in the 11 car this weekend and give Denny that time to be at home, reset, enjoy the new baby. And
you and I are both dads, and we both know that there's no way on God's green earth, if it was in our power, to miss the birth of a child. That's a huge momentous occasion that I don't care who you are. Like I don't ever begrudge anybody for wanting to be there for the birth of their child. No. So I can't fault him for that. And let's face it, Ryan, let's face it, Cody, there's no way Ryan Truex, Denny wasn't going to do much. I don't see Ryan doing a whole hell of a lot more on this track either.
Yeah. Well, and King saying now Herbst will have some company in the back, but think about it too, right? We did talk about a couple of top Toyota bets yesterday. You are taking Denny Hamlin out while we don't consider him a great, road course guy. He does have 700 plus Cup Series starts, 57 Cup Series wins. Like, you're taking all of that out of this race now. One less Toyota to kind of compete with. Ryan's not going to be what Denny is. So you like that for that Ty Gibbs top Toyota we talked about
Well,
yesterday.
you like that for Ty Gibbs top Toyota. I'm not sure I'm legally obliged to do that, but all right. But yes, we are here for the Xfinity race. It is the Chilango 150, which, by the way, is what Mexico City residents refer to themselves as. So that's just so you know, a little more, the more you know, because that name is not necessarily all that predominant. We are set for 65 laps around this 2.518 mile road course for 163.670 miles around the Autódromo Hermanos Rodríguez. Cody, who's in this race?
Yes, Rod, there's 39 cars for 38 spots, but they are going to allow all 39 cars to get in this race. Obviously, again, we just talked about the logistics. So they went ahead and made the exception. They will have an extra car starting in this one. All 39 drivers will make the race. Daniel Suarez is going to be in the number 9 car for Junior Motorsports. Josh Bilicki's in the 14. Tyrone Gibbs is going to be in that 19 car for the Gibbs crew. Rod. Christopher Bell in the 24 for Sam Hunt Racing. Little interesting, not in a Joe Gibbs car. We'll talk about that. I have to believe that will be a completely 100% Joe Gibbs prepped car. I don't see why it wouldn't be. But yeah, he will be in the Sam Hunt car. Our guy, Austin Green, is back in the 32. We love to see that. Sage Karam's back in the 53. And Andres Perez de Lara will be in the number 91 for DGM.
It's a very, very stacked field, to be honest with you. There is a lot of Cup guys that are getting seat time that are going to be very dangerous in the next race on the next day. King saying the champ is back, and I get it.
Let's talk about Daniel Suarez.
Yeah, I was about to say I will talk to you later about your champion, but allow me to read you the list of drivers, active drivers in the Xfinity Series that have been on this track. Landon Castle, J.J. Yaley, end of list. Neither one of them in this race. So that is how long it's been since the Xfinity Series has been on this track. Obviously, we talked about it yesterday. Cup Series, not there, making their maiden voyage at the track, but Xfinity used to run here a lot. But nobody here has been able to run a lap on this in the Xfinity Series. So there are going to be a lot of green drivers on this track. And honestly, Cody, I mean, this is one of those instances where it doesn't matter whether you're a Cup driver or you're an Xfinity driver. Everybody's seeing this through fresh eyes right now.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's kind of like a little bit of an equalizer, right? There's not somebody who has a ton of experience here in this race. Suarez has been on this track, and I believe Perez de Lara has maybe run some stuff here. But outside of that, you don't really have anybody with any experience here. And, of course, we have no results to look back on because...
Yeah, so essentially what we're doing as we look at this race, especially the Xfinity race, we are looking for just overall road course prowess, the one road course that we've had this season. A lot of factors that go into it. King is surprised.
Holy shit, Rod. Hit the brake.
Whoa.
Nico coming in. Whoa.
What? Oh, I'm sorry. You wanted me to read it.
Well, I didn't know. I don't know. I was speechless, Rod. 1K subscribers. We just hit it. Let's fucking go. We've made it, Rod. We've officially reached it. I believe this means now that we are going to have a contest. We were going to have the contest either way, but we had to hit the 1K number. We did it. Nico. Thank you guys. Appreciate everybody subscribing. Let's go, Nico. Thanks for breaking. I had not seen that yet. I must have just clicked over here recently. So that's pretty great. That's the big number that they always want you to reach, and all the fun stuff should be.
And we did it before the DFS episode too. That's what makes me so thrilled about everything. King, sorry, I wanted to give you your props. Surprised no one got in the 1700 car, Byron or Larson. But here's the thing: there's already 39 cars. It would be difficult for them to try to make an exception for 40.
Yeah, I mean, if you're gonna let 39, why wouldn't you let 40? I think the issue with that is, and probably why we're seeing Bell race the Sam Hunt car instead of a Joe Gibbs car. Hendrick already is bringing 4 Cup Series teams across the border from North Carolina to Mexico, all of the stuff that goes into all of that. Then if you were to add the additional fifth team on there, how many bodies and parts and stuff are you pulling over? This is not just a let's load up the truck and drive across the country. The customs part of this, you can't bring, like, I heard somebody talking, you can't have too many more oranges in the fridge in the truck than you said you were going to bring or whatever. Like, it's that much, like, they're that picky about it when you cross the border. And so it just makes everything a logistical nightmare. I would imagine that's why you're not seeing a Hendrick bringing that car, because it just adds another, and like JRM doesn't have a fifth car in this one because so much extra work, to
yeah, again, it's just the logistical nightmare, like you said, of actually doing this across the border. And it makes it a lot tougher. So I'm with you. I think that's probably why. And, maybe I'm too giddy off of the 1K to give that any more attention than it is. But yeah, listen, it's just, yeah, that's fine. And we're okay for it. It doesn't really matter. Like you said, they're already going to have a heavy presence in Mexico City. So I'm pretty sure one more car for them is not going to tip the scale. In fact, it may cost them more to bring that car over than it would to actually race that car in the race, right? So I think that's where we're at. Where we're at, Cody, it's time to start loading up some bets. I feel like that is a good of time as any to do so. How about you? All right, let's do it. But before we do, I want to tell you about our friends over at Edge Boost. Edge Boost is the first ever bank account built for bettors, ensuring all gambling transactions are approved. There's no usage fees. There's no minimums. You earn cashback rewards. You get 100% approval for all betting deposits. And if you sign up today at edgeboost.bet with promo code SGPN, you're going to get a Refs Are Terrorists t-shirt. Hurry up. This is the last week to sign up and get your chance to get that free Refs Are Terrorists t-shirts. Go to sportsgamblingpodcast.com/refs to claim your free t-shirt. And again, like I said, for the listeners of our show, make sure you kind of message the bosses here a little bit. Say, hey, can I get a free Race Officials Are Terrorists t-shirt? I know that is more up your alley. So make sure you go to sportsgamblingpodcast.com/refs to get your opportunity to get your fill. All right. Circa Sports is giving you the ultimate fantasy football draft experience. What a hookup, man. Circa Resort and Casino in Las Vegas. They're giving away the ultimate fantasy football experience for a 12-person league to draft in Vegas and be treated like VIPs for their entire stay. Here's what you're going to get. You're going to get a free limo ride from the airport. You're going to get $5,000 tab for stadium swim and a hotel stay for you and your 11 league mates as well. Of course, you can always get 15% off at all the Circa properties with promo code SGPN15. So enter the ultimate fantasy football contest for free at sportsgamblingpodcast.com/Circa. That's sportsgamblingpodcast.com/CIRCA. Yes, Cody. Again, as luck would, I wish that we could take the entire Hendrick Motorsports Scott Fishbowl division out to Vegas to draft. That would be fantastic.
Yes, we need to get all those people to enter into this.
How popular would we be? Honestly,
that I think that would probably win us some great brownie points.
So. Well, we don't need to earn any brownie points with the listeners because we've been doing it all season long. So, Cody, let us start setting up bets for this Chilango 150 here from the Mexico City. Yeah. Sorry, I just tried.
Rod, it's okay. It's great. I like it. I could not be more excited to give out this first bet. Hopefully you're already in the Discord, sg.pn/Discord. Get over there if you're not. We don't get these matchups pre-qualifying usually. It's usually a race day thing. A lot of times it's just on people who have the local books or like Bovada type of stuff, and you get the opportunity. Every chance that I get to bet against William Sawalich, Rod, I bet against William Sawalich. If you went out there in whatever car you drive on a daily basis, I would bet you against William Sawalich because William Sawalich fucking sucks. Okay. I hate to say it because it's mean, but it's the truth. And that's what I'm here to tell is the truth. So if you go over to DraftKings, Rod, you can get Christian Eckes over William Sawalich -115. This is a gift from the gods. This number will not remain very long. It's going to get hammered. It's already, I think ESPN has it as well, and Eckes is already at -130 or so. Still take it at -130. I've bet minus 210 on head-to-head matchups against William Sawalich. It rarely backfires on me because William Sawalich sucks. But so let's look. I want to start with the William Sawalich part of this because really it is a fate of William Sawalich. And King saying they need to send him back to ARCA. And that's the problem with ARCA is you see, oh my God, William Sawalich won like 97 of 100 races or whatever, because there's 2 Joe Gibbs cars, and then Bob Joe Carly Smith down the street owns the rest of them, and they fucking suck. And so it's like, oh, look at him dominating. Like, yeah, you could put literally anybody in that car and they're going to dominate because the car's so much better than the rest of the competition. So everybody gets their hopes all up. This guy skips the Truck Series, which he made a few starts in. It sucked there too. But just, it's bad. Like, look at what he's done. So we'll skip past Daytona, Atlanta, road, or whatever. Circuit of the Americas, I will say, he had a 9th place finish. This is one Xfinity start on a road course. Props to him for that. But 13th at Phoenix, 38th at Vegas, 24th at Miami, 27th at Martinsville, 35th at Darlington, 34th at Bristol, 25th at Rockingham, 37th at Dega, 13th at Texas, 15th at Charlotte, 35th at Nashville. This is in a Joe Gibbs regular car. Like, we see these Joe Gibbs cars be fast, and he's not. This isn't like, oh, he's looking good, he's doing well. He did lead 37 laps last week in Nashville because he started on the pole. But then he finished in 35th because that's just what he does. And he's not any good, Rod. But then you look at a guy like Christian Eckes that he's matched up against. One career start on a road course. That was at COTA earlier this year where we've been, right? And it doesn't matter that Sawalich finished 9th because he finished better than him. He finished in 5th place. I know you've got some points on Eckes as well, but you have to go back and look at his Truck Series time because we don't have any other Xfinity stuff to look at. But he's been a good road course racer. They only had one race last year on a road course. It was COTA, 8th place finish. Good, solid run for Christian Eckes there. So you go back to the season before, Mid-Ohio, 3rd place finish. COTA, it was a little bit of a rough day, had a 30th place finish there. But he's had some strong runs on road courses. Again, they don't go to a ton, but another 5th place at Mid-Ohio back in 2022. Another 6th place finish at COTA back in 2022 as well. So the chances that he's gotten to run on road courses, he's been good. And you're matching him up with against a guy that consistently runs like shit and just he's so bad in good equipment. And it's, I mean, like we were poking a little bit of fun at Catherine Legg yesterday. She doesn't have a chance because she's not in a good car. William Sawalich is in the fastest cars out there, and he sucks every single week. I would take any driver in the entire field matched up against Sawalich week in and week out. And I take every single matchup I ever see against him. And more times than not, it works out. I would definitely take Danica Patrick over Sawalich. I would take anybody because he sucks. And maybe he figures it out someday. Obviously, Toyota's like way behind him. Gibbs is behind him. You can't get Corey Heim in a Gibbs Xfinity car ever, somehow, miraculously. And William Sawalich gets in the car. That's the part of stuff that I'll never understand. Why a sponsor would look at William Sawalich and look at Corey Heim and say, fuck off, guy, you're great at racing. I'd rather sponsor this guy who sucks ass. But that's what they do. I don't know. Fade William Sawalich. It's the best advice I could ever give.
Well, listen, I'm going to pile on the fading the JGR equipment in this one because there's another JGR driver that I'm going to fade in this particular race. King, earmuffs. Any of you Gibbites or Giblets or however you want to refer to yourself, now is the time to mute or skip ahead about 2 or 3 minutes but if you don't want to hear what I'm about to say. This is a purely 1,000% gut handicap, and that is Daniel Suarez over, you guessed it, Ty Gibbs, plus 110 over on Caesars. But before you go boycotting me for hating Ty Gibbs, tell me, other than that fantastic finish that he had last week, what else do you have to hang your head on? I understand that he dominated, and I mean absolutely dominated, especially on road courses. This Xfinity Series, right? Road course races, 19 in Xfinity Series career. 4 road course wins, 8 top 5s, 10 top 10s, an average finish, kids, of 13.3. But see, that's the thing, the average finish of 13.3. I get it. I know you love your Ty Gibbs. I know that he will probably be one of the more winningest drivers that you're going to see later on down the road. But this season in particular, he's grasping at straws. And that finish last week, Yes, it was solid. Yes, I took Hocevar over him, which is probably my fault because the one time that I actually put faith in Hocevar, he ends up, jumping and letting Ty Gibbs beat him in this. So my only thing is this: when you're not driving well, okay, it translates. It gets in your head. It makes you feel like you can't do anything right. And for Daniel Suarez, I mean, granted, I'm not going to beat you over the head with any sort of stats for him. He won at Sonoma, right? He's been a solid, decent road course racer with some top 10 finishes in the Cup Series, mind you. And for me, this is more of I'm taking the guy who has not been on a very good trajectory, right? Outside of the outlier, if you're a statistics person, right, you lay that map out and you see a sharp decline and then you see one spike, you call that an outlier. And you throw it away. You throw that result away and you just look at the trends, right? And the trends for Ty Gibbs, not good. And I don't care if you put him back in the Xfinity Series in the best equipment in the world. Headspace is everything. Brand new track, brand new environment. I think Daniel Suarez has got the edge in this one just by a little bit. Okay, I'll give you this, Ty Gibbs fans. Even if Daniel Suarez comes in second and Ty Gibbs comes in third, I'm still going to win this bet. You're still going to be happy with a top 3 finish. So let's just hope for an outcome that makes everybody happy. All of you giblets out there can enjoy a solid finish while I enjoy my Daniel Suarez over Ty Gibbs bet at plus 110.
I just want to apologize to everybody out there. I've been a lot of internet issues today for all sorts of programming and stuff. I forgot to recalibrate Rod before the race. He forgot this is the Xfinity Series, not the Cup Series. You're talking about one of the greatest road course racers in Xfinity Series history, Rod. Like King says, fading Ty Gibbs at a road course, certainly a choice. Fading Ty Gibbs at a road course in the Xfinity Series, that is the thing. King wants to point out that last time he was in Xfinity, he smoked the field until the last Xfinity starts in May or wrecked him.
But hold on. But see, here's the thing. Smoked the entire field. Where did he finish? Did he finish better than some of these guys that you would have taken over? I love that you guys are like, this guy was so fast. Carson Hocevar is the fastest guy on the track. He's the fastest guy every week.
He almost won the Coke 600, Rod.
Almost. Does almost cash your tickets? No, sir, they do not.
Yeah, I'll be honest. I wanted to bet on Gibbs in this race in some way, shape, or form. I couldn't find a great way, so he didn't make the card. I'll certainly be playing him in Xfinity DFS. And King doesn't give a fuck about your opinion, right? So there you go.
You know what?
Which is
1,000%. I don't care. It doesn't matter to me.
This comment popped up as you started to go into this, and Trampled by Squirtle said, I typed that just before you said it. How perfect. But it says, hey, boys, tuning in late, but great to be here. Is it wrong to think Jesse Love being plus money for a top 10 is bananas? Bummed I won't hear Rod talk about Hocevar or Gibbs tonight. Wrong you were, my friend. Wrong you were. There'll be some love talk in a little bit. So we'll put that on the back burner and revisit here in a little bit. All right, Rod, we ready to move on to the next bets?
I think everybody else is.
I think so. All right, we're going to go back to Austin Green, my guy. Love betting on Austin Green. He's made us some money in the Xfinity Series. If you don't know, son of David Green, who actually was on the Dale Jr. Download this week, is this week's guest. But Austin Green's kind of been a little bit of a road course ringer, essentially. Coming down in the Jordan Anderson cars, making starts on these. And last year, Roddy made his first career start at COTA early in the year. We were all excited. This was pre-top 10 days. We only had top 5s. We took his top 5, was like 40-1 or something. 7th place finish. It was so close. We were so excited. But he went on to catch that at Sonoma 2 road courses later, rather, with a 4th place finish. So 7th at COTA, 15th at Portland, but then 4th at Sonoma. Had a 10th at the street course, if you want to count that for anything. 11th at Watkins Glen. But the point is, very consistent in these starts. Bad day at the Roval. You mentioned yesterday you don't like comparing the Roval as much. Did have a little bit of a rough day at COTA earlier this season when he made the start there, finishing in 26th. But not too worried about that. I'm going to take him top 10 plus 450. You can get that over on ESPN. And then also Group B over on both 365 and Hard Rock. They actually have the same group, same number, so they must use the same service to set a lot of their lines. But so if you've got 365 access or you got Hard Rock access, this group's on both. I'm going to take Austin Green at plus 260 over, sadly, my guy Brandon Jones, Rod, along with Nick Sanchez and Austin, or is it Alex LeBay? Not Austin LeBay. Whoops. But I don't have a ton to say about those guys, but I just love betting on Austin Green, and he's been great on road courses so far. We've been betting on him every time. It's been kind of successful so far. Going to keep running with it. And plus 450 for a top 10 for a guy that, last year in these road course starts, in his first 3 starts, had 3 top 15s. Then you go to Chicago where he's 10th. Then you go to Watkins Glen where he's 11th. He's been in and around the top 10. And that's really, like, he only made a couple other starts last year. The only other starts he made was Bristol and Miami. And then this year he's got 3 starts. So, one was Coda, and then made a couple of appearances at Rockingham and Las Vegas. But he is more so a road course guy. He was doing TA2 stuff before and whatnot before kind of getting in this Xfinity Series opportunity. So Austin Green's a guy that I love and going to keep betting on him every chance we get when he's on a road course in the Xfinity
Yeah, and
Series.
he's an interesting one, too, because obviously we don't get a lot of chances to talk about him. And when we do, he's usually paid off in the situations that we've needed him to pay off in. So I do love this bet, and I do love the fact that you can get him over guys like Sanchez and LeBay. I mean, again, it's Jones is the one wild card in this, but I'm more confident that a guy like Austin Green, because we talked about him too. What was it, a couple of weeks ago or a couple of seasons ago too, where he was just running around the front with these guys in the road course races. So I definitely love that as well. All right. Well, we talked a little bit about earlier. You talked about Christian Eckes over Sawalich. Well, I'm going to just take him straight as a top 10 car. I love the number for him here at plus 120. The top 10 numbers, little nuked, to say the least, by the way. I know we love ourselves some top 10 numbers, but boy, when you talk about some of these top 10 numbers for the guys that are front runners, look, Christian Eckes in the 16 car, we forget, right? We don't forget. That 16 car was piloted by AJ Allmendinger back in the day, who, by the way, was the most prolific Xfinity Series road course driver ever, right? He's the guy won the most road courses, been the guy that's been dominant on road course races, and now he's driving that same 16 car.
What's AJ Allmendinger doing these days? What team does he race for?
Colleague Racing, by the way, and I feel like he's driving a similar number to young Christian Eckes.
So maybe he's showing old Christian the ropes, huh?
I would think that would be a coaching, the room that you want to be in if you are a young Xfinity Series driver.
Winningest Xfinity Series driver ever on road courses. Might be a good guy to learn from.
I mean, I would think so, but I don't know. I don't know anything about anything, right? Because I don't like Ty Gibbs. But where, Cody? Where did Christian Eckes finish?
Cody Ware? We talking about Cody Ware? What?
I didn't say Cody Ware. I said Christian Eckes. Where? No, not. Where did Christian Eckes finish?
I missed the question. I think I said 6th earlier. 6th?
No,
5th?
he finished in 5th. In 5th place. He started 10th.
Better.
Yeah, he started you winning this bet already and ended up improving on that position. Now, as much as I would love to endorse Christian Eckes as a top 5 car on this particular racetrack, which, by the way, I won't hate you if you put anything on it, but I'm just saying, like, there are a lot of guys in this particular race that I think can jump up and grab him that'll finish in the top 5. All I want out of him is a top 10 finish. Again, the number for it is plus 120. I would love for it to be better, but if you look at some of these other top 10 cars and top 10 finishing odds that are going to finish in the top 10, this is actually a really good value considering what you're actually getting and the potential for this to actually hit. I mean, this is almost a free square in bingo, and you're getting a little over even money to get this happening. So yeah, I do like Christian Eckes piloting that 16 to get a top 10 finish at plus 120 over on ESPN.
Yeah, I actually wrote this one down and went to put it on the sheet, and you already had taken it. So props to you for that. But I do like this one as well. Obviously, I kind of made a point earlier about him. As well, that was more about bashing on Sawalich. Eckes is actually a good road course racer as well, and in the limited bit that we've seen from him. Again, learning from AJ Allmendinger, probably not a bad thing on road courses at this point.
That's like me learning from you how to podcast and be better at it because everybody loves you.
It's the other way around, but
That's
that's why we're up to 1,000 subscribers, Rod, because you've taught me how to do this podcasting thing from not knowing shit. So
1,000 subscribers. I love you guys so much. Love you. And I love being able to give you guys bets, and I love being able to tell you about our friends over at Underdog Fantasy, because that is what I'm about to do right now. Underdog Fantasy. It's time for my bonus Underdog Pick'em. Underdog is going long for the NBA Finals with their extender bonus. You can hop in game one, and the longer the series goes, the bigger the bonus gets. If you look now on the racing tab of your Underdog Fantasy app, you will find that the Canadian Grand Prix is happening this weekend alongside of this awesome Mexico. So see, our sports are in the same hemisphere rather, and having some fun on either end of this, right up in Canada and down in Mexico. But you will find that Isaac Hadjar is a top 10 finisher this week, and I'm going to take 10.5 is what the Underdog folks have projected for him. Give me the better than on this one, man. Isaac Hadjar, just a points machine, right? I mean, I don't know what it is about those Racing Bulls. Maybe they figured out that the Red Bulls aren't good, so they have to pick up the slack. I don't know what it is, but Isaac Hadjar been carrying the banner for this Racing Bulls team. Give me him better than 10.5 in the Canadian Grand Prix. You can sign up and follow me on that one. With our promo code RACESGPN, you're going to get a special pick and first-time deposit offer up to $1,000 in bonus credits. UnderdogFantasy.com, promo code RACESGPN. Allow me to tell you about our friends over at Rhythm. You've heard of talk about Rhythm before. They just dropped a game-changing feature called Power Trends. These are AI-detected platforms where Rhythm's model has consistently won and has a high ROI. Think a strikeout prop that wins 59% of the time when the line and win probability hit a certain range. Power Trends are updated daily and exclusive to Rhythm. No touts, no noise, just clean data-backed bets. Download the Rhythm app, check out Power Trends, and start betting smarter. You know that we will be. Get your 7-day free trial today by going to sportsgamblingpodcast.com/rhythm. We are brought to you by MyBookie.ag. MyBookie is your place to bet on every single sport, including the NBA Finals and the Stanley Cup. MyBookie accepts customers from a ton of locations. You got easy deposit and lightning fast payout using cryptocurrency. Hey, the AFL Premiership Women's Division is kicking off very, very soon. You like the North Melbourne Kangaroos? They're plus 199 to win the entire Premiership. The Adelaide Crows, 5-1. How about some Brisbane Lions action? They're 5-1 as long. You want Geelong Cats? They are 9-1. How about my favorite Carlton Blues at 80-1 to win the women's premiership? It's all right there for you at mybookie.ag. Head to mybookie.ag, promo code SGPN for a 100% deposit match up to $1,000. Terms and conditions apply. That's mybookie.ag, promo code SGPN. As much as I love the men's AFL, Aussie rules football, 1,000% love the women's too. Those, man, if you've never watched, first of all, a male AFL game, watch that. But boy, watch yourself a female game, because those ladies are just fierce. Fun to watch.
Nico will back you up, Rod. Go the Brisbane Lions.
Thank you, Nico.
Yes.
Love you to death.
Nico's a fan. Somebody that I, by the way, Trampled by Squirrels, saying, hey, congrats on the 1K. Well-deserved. Favorite NASCAR podcast. Thank you very much. That's high praise. We will take it. Appreciate it. And Nico's going to the game tomorrow. Look at that. We tie it all in here, Rod. Look at that. That's great.
I'm so jealous of Nico. You know he's going to be posting the pictures in the Discord.
Yes. Share some pictures in the Discord. We always love to see those. All right, Rod, I want to see pictures of these tickets when they cash. Ryan Seig, top 10. This is not a misprint. Plus 950. The top of the board is not great in the Xfinity Series for the top 10s, but plus 950 for Ryan Seig. Is Ryan Seig a super great road course racer? No, I wouldn't say that he is. But he's a veteran of the sport. He's been around a long time. He's been doing this, and he's not bad. He's decent, right? He can keep you in the race. He can be smart. He can make the right decisions and end up with a solid finish at the end of the day at almost 10-1 for a top 10. That's exactly what you're looking for. 19th at Coda earlier this season to open the year. So not a top 10, but you're only 9 spots out of there. Again, we know how crazy these races can be. The weather's been insane so far. We'll see what it ends up shaking out like on Saturday, but 17th at the Roval in the fall. Again, you're not too far outside of the top 10. 22nd at the Glen, all right, could have been a little bit better. 16th at Chicago. Again, I don't like to count that as much, but we'll toss it out there. 20th at Sonoma, 14th at Portland. So there you go. You're getting a little bit closer, getting real close, right? Coda, 14th there last year as well. We do have earlier when we were talking about Swalich, Eckes, not much to look at because they haven't started many races. But in Xfinity, there is a lot of road courses each year that we can look at. Go back to the Roval in 2023. 13th place finish at the Roval there by Seig. 21st at Watkins Glen. Rough day at the Indy Road Course, but 13th at Road America. So close to these top 10 finishes. Another 23rd place finish at COTA as well. So not consistently finishing in the top 10, and I didn't mention any top 10s there, but consistently finishing in that top 20 range, right? And at 10-1, if you're getting me in the top 20 fairly consistently, doesn't take that much more to get up inside that top 10. Maybe we have some crazy stuff. We've seen these overtimes on road courses, Rod. That's where all bets are off, or maybe in this case, the bet's on, right? Because that's when things get wild. You get crazy, you go from first to 36 real fast because most people are on the lead lap by the end of those types of races and whatnot. So, Ryan Seig, way too good of a driver, even on a road course where he's not as good, to be at plus 950 for it.
Well, and again, with Ryan Seig, I do love that because he's always got the speed in the car, and the finishes aren't always there. But Rod, you said Ty Gibbs, the speed in the yeah, whatever. I don't care. That's because it's Ty Gibbs. But no, Ryan Seig for a top 10. We're talking about if Ty Gibbs. You give me the top 10 and give me a decent number. I take that. Right? That's not a dumb bet that's a dumb bet to pass up because that Ty Gibbs, especially in the Xfinity Series, probably will be a top 10, probably be a top 5, but find me decent enough odds to bet it. That's the thing we're talking about, right? We're not talking about whether or not he's capable of doing it. Yeah, of course he's capable of doing it. I'm not stupid. I just don't like the guy. Like, I get it, but I'm just not there to bet him. Anyways, long story short, Ryan Seig, I like that at that number. But you talk about guys who are just, can't really finish what's going on. How about Carson Kvapil? Lest we forget that at COTA earlier this season, Carson Kvapil started 5th, was battling his teammate Connor Zilich in that last stage when on a restart, Connor Zilich, pushed him out of the way. He had a tire go down, and he did not get the finish that I think he deserved in that COTA race, finishing 23rd after starting 5th. So here is the Carson Kvapil redemption story, where he finishes inside of the top 5 at plus 325. I talked to you earlier about some of these guys that can jump up and get you, right? I mean, we know the power-packed folks that are in this race, a la Daniel Suarez, a la Ty Gibbs, right? All these guys that really have a capacity to jump up in this top 5, this top 3. But these JRM cars do too, right? We've got to talk about Zilich. Zilich is like minus $6 million to finish inside anywhere worthwhile, right? I mean, the books have Connor Zilich so heavily juiced. Like, I swear to God, they're from Florida and they're just squeezing every orange in the state.
Yeah. We'll address that when we get to the outrights. Minus 110 to win the race.
I'm sorry. I understand, but I don't at the same time. Like, this is a brand new track for almost in fact, everybody on this track, right? I mean, everybody that's going to be taking this green flag will be taking it for the first time in this configuration on this particular track. So, yeah, all things being equal, I think Connor Zilich can still find his way to a top 5 finish at least. And at just over 3-1 at plus 325, Caesars is giving you a fantastic reason to jump on this because he is talented enough. We know this, right? All his teammate needs to do is not push him out of the way and cause a flat tire in his car. And we're looking at Connor Zilich possibly, or Carson Kvapil possibly being a top 3, if not a winning car at COTA earlier this season. Now, granted, he doesn't have the track history, even in the truck series. He doesn't have road course experience past COTA, but he's a solid race car driver in solid equipment. Top 5 for him is not out of the question.
Yeah, it was a hell of a showing for being, I think, was that his first? I think that might have been his first road course start of any kind. I don't like, he's a late model guy at short tracks.
And that's why we faded him, Cody. That's why we talked about the fact that we couldn't really trust Kvapil back then.
Yeah. And if you look at the result, not great, obviously, which is the only thing that matters if you ask Rod a little bit ago. But no, to your point of he clearly can do it, and he's just a super talented kid, and these JRM cars are good. No argument from me on this one.
Because I was going to cry if you didn't like my Kvapil love. But all right, Cody, where we go next?
Well, I found another top 10, also a plus 90, plus 950 rather, that I like, and it is Parker Retzlaff, Rod. Top 10 plus 950. So I know he's not in the Jordan Anderson 31 car anymore. That's where he was at before. It's the number 4 car now for Alpha Prime. Disclaimer, he didn't even make the race at Coda, right? He failed to qualify there. I don't remember what the circumstances were, but at this number, we've seen enough out of Retzlaff, and we've seen him be able to pop up and have great runs, especially on road courses, that I'm perfectly fine taking this, even in an Alpha Prime car, because we've seen at road courses, even though some cars are too bad to overcome, Brad, like the 78 car in the Cup Series this weekend. It's going to be too bad of a car to overcome what's going on there. But Retzlaff can certainly get this done in this car. Charlotte Road Course, Roval, rather, at the end of last year, a 12th place finish there. 14th place finish at Watkins Glen. Sonoma, 11th place. Do you see where I'm going with this, Rod? It's all good finishes so far. Portland, top 10 finish, a 9th place finish there. Coda, 11th place finish there. That's all the road courses from last year. All good, strong finishes. Again, bit of a worse car this year. That's the only part that makes this concerning, but plus 950 for a guy that finished top 15 in every single road course last year. I like that, right? You go back, he definitely improved last year over his results from the previous year. 17th at Portland, not a bad day. 22nd at the Roval, 17th at the Indy Road Course, so got better certainly there. 17th at Coda as well before that. So had some solid runs, learned from them, improved, got better. Again, maybe you need it to turn into a little bit of a shit show, but if it does, that's where a driver who's clearly talented on road courses can make up the difference. And the broadcasts love talking about Parker Retzlaff when he has a good run. Everybody loves talking about it. And we're going to love talking about it this week.
And we didn't even talk about the fact that there could be actual weather that takes this out and makes this a crazy race. And the wet weather tires are on standby for these guys as well. Cody, I honestly think that Parker might be driving the 1999 Isuzu Rodeo I drove in high school.
Yep. And guess what? If you get him against William Swalich in that nice brand new Toyota Supra Joe Gibbs Racing that you get, take Parker Retzlaff because Swalich.
What? But is he driving the 1996 Geo Metro that I drove?
I don't care what he's driving.
My very first car that I bought for myself. I absolutely love that. But yeah, I mean, there could be some weather too, and that could definitely throw a wrench into everybody's plans because we've seen it, right? Where especially in Coda, what was it? 2 years, the second year that Coda ran, and everybody was just slip sliding, and Martin Truex Jr. just absolutely got annihilated on that one turn. Like, yeah, if weather happens to be a factor in this, grab all your long shots now.
Yeah, I was trying to pull up. So Saturday, now it's down to 30%. It's all over the place, and we know how weather, like, it's so hard, right? And they're everywhere. Sunday looks even less like a chance of rain now. So, and it looked more like it before. So who knows? Could be rain, could be not be. Don't make that your complete handicapping of this. But should it come into play, an experienced guy that's done really well, even in a lesser car, I think
Cody led me right into this. An experienced driver that's done very well. That, my friend, sounds a lot like Justin Allgaier. And Justin Allgaier is where I'm going next. Top 3. Hard Rock, are you kidding me? Like, this is what I love about, if you look around, like, Justin Allgaier was not this much on some of these other books, but Hard Rock, 4-1 for Allgaier to be a top 3 car. I get it. I get Christopher Bell's in this race. I get Ty Gibbs is in this race. I get Daniel Suarez is in this race. But you tell me one guy that can hang with all of those guys, especially in his front yard, that's Justin Allgaier, right? I mean, honestly, yeah, okay, Coda, not good, but we know that was not necessarily his fault either, right? Rod, the finishes matter. Yeah, they do. Well, guess what? In 58 road course starts, Justin Allgaier.
Did you just talk to yourself?
I talk to myself all the time. Why do you think my kids and my wife just kind of egg me on? Okay, Dad. Okay, we get it. You're over there talking to yourself in the corner. You like the sound of your own voice. I do. But road course starts for Justin Allgaier in the Xfinity Series. 58 of them. He's got 3 victories, 18 top 5s, 34 top 10 finishes, average start of 9.9, average finish of 12.8. Again, I'm not asking him to win this race. yet. But what I will say is that if there's somebody who's not afraid of these big name guys that come down, it is Justin Allgaier. He is going to be on a new track. It's again, if the playing field is leveled in this instance, I'm going to take one of the more successful road course drivers. Because when we were talking about it a couple seasons ago, right, it was Justin Allgaier, it was Ty Gibbs, it was Sheldon Creed for a little while. I mean, all these guys that would pop, even Austin Hill would pop his head out as one of the more solid road course racers, right? So there's a reason why these guys continue to rise to the top of this particular discipline is because they're just good at it, right? And Sam Mayer, right? All these JRM cars that have just been good at road course, Connor Zillich, right? They bring in these guys. If the equipment is good and the driver is good, there should be no reason why a top 3 number for Justin Allgaier, one of the winningest guys, the returning champion, the reigning champion, already got 3 wins this season, 10 top 10 finishes in 14 starts. But just wait, there's 10 top 5 finishes in 14 starts this season. Only 4 times has he finished outside of the top 5 altogether. One of those was Daytona, super speedway race. We throw it out. The other one was Coda. Not necessarily his fault. We throw that out. Rockingham, I don't care. That's not a road course, right? So we toss that out. Justin Allgaier should not be 4-1 for a top 3. End of story. Bet it now.
Yeah, I like this. And he's a sneaky good road course guy. If there's one person I don't want to fade right now, it's Justin Allgaier. Dude is on fire. He's been clicking on all cylinders. Got rid of the piano problem, Rod. It's been good for him lately, so no argument there. I wanted to circle back to the Parker Retzlaff thing because I was thinking more about, what does the I really can't stop thinking about Parker Retzlaff. But for this car, Rod, if it is a 1999 Isuzu Rodeo, right? He finished second place at Rockingham. You're not like, it can't be that bad of a car. 11th place at Phoenix, 17th at Miami, 20th at Darlington, 21st at Las Vegas. So even if it is 14th at Texas, like, there's been some bad finishes in there too. It's not all great, but this car is capable of decent finishes. So I just wanted to circle back and make that point in case anybody was still thinking about
that's like me just praying to God that a 1998 Ford Fiesta would be able to make it across the state or even the country just to get me to where I needed to go, right? I mean, that's how Parker Retzlaff probably feels all the time. He's like, oh God, please just let this clunker get me to where I gotta go, please.
Been there, done that, Rod. All right, next up for me, a guy that I absolutely love this weekend. King, if you're still listening, sorry about this, but give me Sam Mayer, top 5, plus 175. Sam Mayer, right at one point, we anointed him. We were talking about him being baby AJ. I think, wasn't that the nickname they gave him? Wasn't it baby AJ Allmendinger? Like, dude was just tearing it up in the Xfinity Series on road courses. Really, he's having a hell of a good season. 3rd at Nashville last week, 11th at Charlotte, 5th at Texas, but you go back 5th at Martinsville, 2nd at Miami, 5th at Las Vegas. So the transition over to what are we calling this team now? The Haas Factory team, right? Whatever the fuck they're calling it these days. It's been fine. He's had some really good runs. Oh, 3rd place at Coda earlier on this season. Good road course racer. Go back and look what he's done in the past. What happened last time we were on a road course last year? Charlotte Roval, boom, he won the race. 20th place at Watkins Glen. It doesn't always go great, right? Sometimes shit happens. 3rd place at Sonoma. 28th at Portland, but 3rd place with, 2 laps to go when he got shoved into the wall, blew the tire. Trust me, I remember that one because I lost some money that day. But he was there. He was in the mix, running good late. That's what you're looking for. 9th place run back at Sonoma last year as well. You go back to 2023. This is where things get beautiful. Won the Charlotte road course. 3rd place finish at Portland. He won at Watkins Glen. Won at Road America. 2nd place at the Indianapolis road course. Ty Gibbs is in this race. Justin Allgaier is tearing it up right now. Christopher Bell's in this race. Daniel Suarez is in this race. Those guys can win, fine, whatever. All you have to do is get a top 5 finish out of one of, if not the best road course racer in the Xfinity Series. Okay, maybe Zillich could take that title, but almost 2-1 for a top 5. This might be my favorite bet. Well, okay, it's not my favorite bet because you can fade Swalich. After fading Swalich, this is my favorite bet on the board. Sam Mayer, top 5 at plus 175. They are not respecting how fucking good he's been, and he's not, and we'll get to his outright in a minute because there's way disrespecting him there. He's been great on road courses, and he's not getting the respect. And it's not like he's gone to an Isuzu team. Haas is still a good team, right? And it's been a strong Xfinity team for years, and they've not really skipped a beat. I mean, Mayer and Creed have both had good seasons so far. Maybe not in victory lane like they want to be. Probably should have expected that with Creed, but with Mayer getting there. But it's been great run so far this season, and he's an amazing road course guy. 1 for 1 finishing in the top 5 this year.
I hyped him up so much over the course of my JRM love last year and the year before that. And I, you can't really it's not like he's driving a Ford Pinto. Here we go with the old car references that are no go, or a Chevy Nova, right? In Spanish, that's no go.
The chat's not ready to give up on Retzlaff either, Rod. Nico's taking him for the either way 100-1 top 4. Bet him earlier this year. And then Morning News Music checking in, had him top 5 at Rockingham. Oh, what was that number? That had to be beautiful. Beautiful pit strategy move late. I don't care if it's pit strategy. I don't care how he gets there.
TK actually checking in too for the first time in a while. Haas is good for sure. JRM makes all other teams seem worse. I mean, that's not, when you've got that A+ student, everybody else's A's just don't look as good, right? So sorry about that, guys. We're blowing up the curve. Speaking of blowing up the curve, I'm going to blow this one up. The winning car number 4, Xfinity. 19.5 is where Caesars has it set. I'm going to take this is the Brandon Jones line. I know that we always call out the driver who separates this, but we chuckle because no one really gives a rat's ass about it. But plus 110 for the underside of this. And honestly, I understand that, you get Brandon Jones, you get Austin Hill, you get Christopher Bell. But after that, I mean, Sam Mayer, but just bet his outright if you really feel like he's going to win. Obviously, Connor Zilich, who is on the heaviest side of this. But those are really the only 3 drivers that I'm really even scared of on the other side of this. And so on the other end, you get Sheldon Creed, who we just talked about, kind of one of the good road course drivers in that Haas factory equipment. You get Quapple, who we just said was in line for a win at COTA only a few months ago. You get Jesse Love, who we haven't talked about yet, but we will here in a second. If Parker Retzlaff has himself a fine dandy of a day and ends up winning, well, there it is right there. And you may not have bet him outright, but you're happy that he won. You get Allgaier, you get Sammy Smith, you get Daniel Suarez, you get Christian Eckes, you get Ty Gibbs. I mean, there's really no downside to taking the under, especially at plus money, right? Plus 110 for the under 19.5. I just read off 7 drivers with a solid case to win this race. How many did I read off on the other side of that? 3? Okay, fine. Crack your unit around, in thirds and sprinkle it across the 3 drivers that really have a shot at winning. Just not Connor Zilich, I guess, at minus 110, unless you're into pain, at which point go ahead. But I feel like there's way more value, if we can use that word, on the other end of this 19.5 than there is on the overside of it.
I will tell you more about the type of pain that I'm into here in a little bit, Rob.
Well, then fine. Let's just jump right into it. Somebody's got to win this race, Cody, and we have our opinions on who's going to do so.
Yeah, somebody's got to win this race. Look, Connor Zilich, minus 110 is the favorite. It's similar to the SVG conversation yesterday. Zilich is an amazing talent. I absolutely love this kid. He's one of the guys I am the highest on for. He's got a future in the Cup Series. And if he gets in the right car, he is going to be a great driver. I 100% believe that. He's been amazing in the Xfinity Series so far. Should he come out and win this race? Yes, he should. Despite the fact that Ty Gibbs is in this, despite the fact that Christopher Bell's in this, despite the fact that Daniel Suarez is in this, all these other drivers, he should be the best guy. I think that he should be the favorite, and I agree with that. Minus 110 on a circuit we've never been to, a lot of question marks. When you do have these Cup guys in here, I just can't. I can't take the bet, right? If you want to bet on it, not telling you not to, and he should be the winner, but there's just not much value in betting on that, I don't think. Somebody I think there's a lot of value in betting on, Christopher Bell, 8-1 over on ESPN, Rod. As low as 5-1 on some books, so I jump on this earlier rather than later probably. I think the number's bigger because he's in the 24 car. Okay, but that we've seen Sam Hunt actually have some pretty good runs, and we've talked over the years, you kind of got to be careful in this equipment, but Corey Haim's come in here, had some great runs in this equipment. We've seen some guys have good runs. I haven't seen anything officially, but I've got to think JGR has helped prep this car. They're not sending one of their Cup Series superstars into a Sam Hunt car and just tossing him the keys and say, good luck, buddy. It's not happening. They have got their hand in this, so I like him. We haven't seen him on a road course in the Xfinity Series since 2019 when he ran full time back then. That's a long time ago, but just for reference, he won Road America, second at Mid-Ohio, second at Watkins Glen. I almost read off the Chicago result. That was the oval, not the street course, but I think those were the only ones that year. But good. We're 1 for 1 so far in the Cup Series, right? He won the race back at COTA earlier this year, and he really, was a guy that I wanted to talk about in the Cup Series pick show yesterday, but was hard to find a way to bet on him. He's the second favorite to SVG in the Cup Series, yet he's 8-1 in the lower series. Go back to the Roval, a second place finish there, 14th at Watkins Glen. But again, that was kind of a shit show of a race. You look at some of the other stuff, 9th at Sonoma was decent, but again, that's the Cup Series results. Now you're going down to the Xfinity Series, second at COTA last year. He's a really good road course guy, should not be at 8-1. I think you have to take Christopher Bell. I think you got to do it early. Sam Mayer, 14-1, Rod. Baby AJ Allmendinger, I just read all the stats for you. 14-1 is in fucking sane. You have to bet this before they get on the track on Saturday. He's going to look fast. They're going to drop this number. It will not be available after practice and qualifying. Get in on it. Rod, my name is Cody, and I have a problem. My problem is I can't stop fucking betting on Sheldon Creed. But at 30-1 for Sheldon Creed, Rod, how do I not bet on this? I know he's never won in the Xfinity Series. I am very, very well aware of this fact. But he's won in the Truck Series a ton before we know he's got it in him. This isn't a Daniel Hemrick thing where we didn't think he could win. This isn't, guys that just can't get it done. He can get it done, and he's been a decent road course guy, right? Not the greatest finish at COTA, rough at the Roval last year, but second place finish at Watkins Glen. That's the kind of stuff you like to see, right? Sonoma, second place finish. I know you could read off most of the finishes in their second place. I get it, Rod. But to be that close, be that good on some of these road courses, he's got other races like that as well. But he's so close to getting there. We thought it was going to be, which one was it? I think it was.
I feel like it was Portland.
Which one was it? I think it was. Yeah. Was it Portland where it was like, oh, he's going to get it. And then there was a caution and it went to overtime and then he got shuffled out of it. But it was like he cleared everybody, and you're like, oh my gotcha. Oh, caution flag. And it was like, oh, of course, because he's got to win eventually. If you keep getting this good of a driver and this good of a car, it's the same equipment that Sam Mayer's in. At this type of number, you have to bet on it. And I get that we've done it a lot and it's lost, but when it finally hits, it's going to feel good. Maybe this is the weekend, probably not, but you got to take it. And then we talked about Christian Eckes, Rod. Why not? At 80-1? Why not, Christian?
Why not? Why not Christian Eckes? That's
right. That's all I got. I already talked about him earlier. You talked about him. I talked about him. We've gone into depth about it. AJ Allmendinger is his mentor. 80-1. Maybe some crazy shit happens.
Yeah, and we've seen crazier happen all over the place, and we've seen Raja Karuth hit it 75-1, 80-1. I don't think this is a very bad bet at all, because if that 16 car gets it figured out, he could definitely win this race. Obviously finished well in COTA, so yeah.
And just think back to the Xfinity Series over the years and some of these crazy finishes, right? Sam Mayer of Portland, third place running there, gets hit into the wall. You go back to Gibbs and Byron a couple years ago, Watkins Glen, just trading paint, slamming door. They both end up wrecking. You get some of these crazy finishes at the end of these things. You get Creed's about to win. Oh, then we get another overtime. He doesn't win. That's where these races end up getting crazy. The Mid-Ohio Truck Series race a couple years ago, it was raining. All kinds of crazy shit was going on. Wasn't that the one where Connor Moelsack cost us a ton of money because he blew a motor right there? But just go back and find the results of that race. It was crazy. And a guy like Eckes, who's just a good driver, he minds his P's and Q's. If you put yourself in the right place at the right time, you think he's going to be in the top 10 already, right? You're going to give me a car at the end that's going to be in the top 10. Some crazy shit happens. Now you got him 80-1. That's the type
Yep,
of
he's
reason. you
80
take
to 1
that.
for a reason. You say it every single week and you mean it every single week, and I get it. So love it. Love it. Love it. Love it. I know again, but what about Ty Gibbs? Sorry, King. I love you, but not Ty Gibbs. All right. Somebody that should not be priced where he's at, Justin Allgaier, 18 to 1. What? All right. I'm moving on. It's Justin Allgaier, 18 to 1. Take him, right? 3 wins already this season. Take him. I get that one Cup Series driver depresses the value on some of these guys. 3 Cup Series driver depresses the value even more. Should not happen, especially with Justin Allgaier at 18 to 1. Not going to beat you over the head with him anymore. Just take that one before practice qualifying. Don't even look back. All right, so we talked about Jesse Love, right? We talked about why not little love for love. Well, we're going to give him Jesse Love some love in this particular show, because if you look at Jesse Love so far in his career on road courses, 6 starts on road courses, 3 top 10 finishes, doesn't really tell the full story on really Jesse Love, because obviously earlier this season, a 6th place finish in COTA with all kinds of crazy stuff happening around him. He did lead 6 laps in this race, so this wasn't just him getting there through craziness. He strategied himself. He sped himself. He was actually a good enough car to be in 6th place and to finish in 6th place over the course of the race. So, and then you look at some of his results from last season. COTA, 6th place finish in the 2024 season. Portland was not good for him. He finished in 19th. 12th at Sonoma. I mean, you would have wanted a better day for him out of that. 5th at the Chicago street course. It's a street course. I don't care. But it's still pretty good on left and right turns. 8th place finish at Watkins Glen. So again, right, some solid top 10 finishes in his rookie season in the Xfinity Series. He's definitely improved on that with this year's COTA run. I think that him at 50 to 1 on BetMGM to win this race, that is a great stab. I will take that.
Yeah, I like it. Antonio agrees with you. Sort of feeling Jesse Love, pretty good road course racer for those juicy. He says 40 to 1. Yeah, Rod found 50 to 1 over on MGM. So jump over there and get that number. I mean, what's there not to love?
I don't think we found one thing all season long not to love.
And so just looking at these outrights we have here, again, approach this as if Zilich is probably going to be the guy that wins. But because he is such a heavy fit, he's minus 110, and yet the guy who's got 5 road course wins in the Xfinity Series is 14 to 1. That's the type of stuff that blows your mind. But Allgaier at that number, it's too good to pass up some of these guys because it's so depressed at the top. It really opens it up farther down the field. We see that hit plenty of times, especially think about the craziness we've seen in the Truck Series here lately. JDK, I know you're listening to this. I know you said you're not going to bet on the Xfinity Series. Yes, you are. We can't wait to see your card. And this is why, because it could be crazy shit at the end like this.
Indeed. All right, get out your pen and paper and your religious tomb of choice for all of you out there who are Giblets or Hocevarians or Legites. We're going to go over our bets for this Chilango 150 from Mexico City. Cody started you off with Christian Eckes over William Sawalich at minus 115 over on DraftKings. I said that Daniel Suarez, mi amigo, would finish better than Ty Gibbs, plus 110 over on Caesars. Cody gave you Austin Green as a top 10 car at plus 450 on ESPN. Also told you that he'd win Group B over on Bet365 and on Hard Rock at plus 260 over Brandon Jones, Nick Sanchez, and Alex Labay. I said that Christian Eckes would be a top 10 car at plus 120 over on ESPN. Cody gave you Ryan Seig as a top 10 car at plus 950. Holy cow, go grab that. I gave you Carson Quapple as a top 5 car at plus 325 over on Caesars. Cody gave you Parker Retzlaff as a top 10 car at plus 950. I said Justin Allgaier would be a top 3 car at 4 to 1 over on Hard Rock. Cody gave you Sam Mayer, top 5 car at plus 175. I gave you the winning car number under 19.5 at plus 110 over on Caesars. And Cody said Christopher Bell at 8 to 1, Sam Mayer 14 to 1, Sheldon Creed 30 to 1, and Christian Eckes at 80 to 1, all on ESPN as his outrights. Give me Justin Allgaier 18 to 1 on ESPN, and Jesse Love at 50 to 1 over on BetMGM to win this race. Cody, we have successfully handicapped this Xfinity Series race, and now all we got to do is wait another day for everything to happen.
That's right. I'm feeling pretty good about the Xfinity race here. TK with another point on Love. Best friends with old Connor Zilich. Maybe getting some advice for the road courses when they're not napping. Swapping advice there, Rod. So
I love learning
that
from
angle.
friends that know how to do things very well. So I think this is a great opportunity for Eckes, great opportunity for Love, and quite possibly a great opportunity for your pocketbooks and your bank accounts at the end of this race. Okay, that's what we're hoping for. So.
Well, Rod, thanks to everybody. We made it to the 1,000 subscribers. Shout out to all of you. Man, just it's a wonderful place to be. If you haven't subscribed, go subscribe. Help us keep growing that number. We really appreciate it. Helps us out. Helps the bosses out. They like to see stuff like that. So it's great. Shout out to all you guys for that. We thank you very much. We'll see you tomorrow for some Friday DFS talk. Excited for that, Rod. And yeah, in the meantime, follow me over on the X at Husker_Zeeb. Cranking out the articles left and right over there. Been very busy. A lot of arena football stuff. Make sure you check that out. It's a lot of fun, and tons and tons of other betting content as well. So check it out.
Echo Cody's sentiments. Thank you for those of you who have been running around to your local libraries and hitting subscribe on everybody who's been leaving their YouTube tabs open, because it has helped us get there, and we just want to continue to watch that number skyrocket. The first 1,000, they say, are the hardest. After that, it's all smooth sailing. So we love you all. Follow me on Twitter at RJ Villagomez. Link in about everything I got going on, whether it's here. Make sure you go check out the backroad. Just finished up with Seth and Elliot as we talked about the Mexico City races and all the fun that's going to happen this weekend. Back tomorrow with DFS, like Cody said. And until then, let's go racing and let it ride. Sweet as everything, cast away all the miles. Through the darkness there is light.